Action Peaks. I'm Mihir Mankad, and today I am excited to bring you some of the highlights from Indian athletes, some highlights from international athletes, and what's to come tomorrow, all in 15 minutes. So get set, ready, and let's go. Let's start with the Indian athlete of the day. Today, India picked up its second medal at the Games. On feature was PV Sindhu, India's badminton star, who had an on-pressure match against Zhao Binghe of China. The last time they had met was in 2019, when Sindhu had won 21-19, 21-19. In 2021, would that result be reversed? No. A straight game victory for PV Sindhu, who becomes the first woman ever from India to pick up 2 medals across 2 Olympics. So this was her win. The gold medal went to Chen of China, who defeated the world #1, who had defeated Sindhu in the semi-finals. That went to 3 games, but this was a one-sided affair. Congratulations, PV Sindhu. And we talk about Sindhu, a female athlete, and how about we talk about the performance of the male athletes today representing the nation, trying to keep the Indian flag flying high in their national sport. And in hockey, this was the playoff, the men's quarterfinal. The Indian hockey team had qualified in some nervous victories and some one-sided ones. They had finished #2 in their group. They took on Great Britain. The last time India had played Great Britain was in 2018 at the Commonwealth Games. They had won 4-3. But in the bronze medal match, they lost 2-1. The question was, would this team choke again, or would it come through in the sport that they have won 8 times at the Olympics? Well, the Indians are through for the first time in 41 years. 3-1 against Great Britain. 2 goals shot by the Indian strikers, then a bit of a scare when Sam Ward from Britain shot 1 goal at the end of the 3rd period. And then on a defensive lapse, there was a flicking and a dribbling at the end when Hardik Singh got us that unassailable 3-1 lead. So that is some action in boxing. We had some other sports on display too. We had some pugilists on display, some boxers who have been representing the country today. We had a super heavyweight bout, 91 kg. India's Satish Kumar was playing a worthy opponent, quite worthy, from Uzbekistan. Bakhtir Jalalov ranked #1 in the world, and it wasn't close in this bout. It was a 5-0 unanimous decision, a score of 30-27 identical across the judges. But Satish Kumar has represented, this is the first time that we have an Olympic level athlete in boxing in the super heavyweight category. Satish, thank you for your competition in these games, but the medal prospects are out. Well, we continue with Indian participation, and we had golf course at Tokyo that was represented by 2 Indians. So on the golf course on round 4, we had Anirban Lahiri and Udayan Mane. Udayan Mane was fighting actually to make sure that he doesn't finish at the very end. He didn't have a great day, but he kept improving through the days. He has finished in 56th place, but Anirban Lahiri, at one point, he was in 8th place in this field, in #8 out of all the world's best boxers. Today, he finished in the 42nd position and went 5 under par. So today, our golfers, our male golfers, end their streak at the golf range, but tomorrow and onwards, we do have a female golfer still to compete, Aditi Ashok. We continue with our sports and representation of our athletes, and we also saw that in equestrian, we had an athlete who was representing, and on day 2. So in the dressage round, we had Fouad Mirza riding his horse, Senior Mendicott, an old horse that he had worked with in the Asian Games, left his recent horse, went back to a trusted horse, and today in the cross country, following the dressage round, he is in 28th position. Now, this is not about a medal prospect here, but the fact that we have someone competing and competing so well in this category is quite amazing. Fouad Mirza will continue in that 3rd and final round. And remember, in this sport, it's about the least number of penalty points. So that's on show for Indian athletes today. From Indian action, let's go into international action. And today was the last day in the swimming pool. So there were some records to be set, as there are always at every Olympics, and two amazing athletes on display. Watch out for this name going ahead. Caleb Dressel wins the 50-meter freestyle final. This is equivalent to the 100 meters in track. This is Caleb's 5th gold medal. People are saying that this is the next Michael Phelps. Well, I think he's already a Michael Phelps in terms of his performance. And what's really interesting about this swimmer is that he does it in freestyle, he wins in relay, but he also wins in butterfly. To have the range of the butterfly stroke and freestyle is quite amazing. Caleb Dressel did his country, the US of A, proud, bringing them a number of gold medals. Now, while the Indian athletes were doing well, the American athletes were doing well, the Aussies did not want to be left behind. So Emma McCown was another swimmer who has now become the most decorated athlete at the Games. In fact, she picked up her 7th medal in one Olympics. 4 of them have been gold. She has been competing for Australia in the relays, in the individual events, and this is just a breakthrough swimmer who deserved and got the medals. And in that process, the Australian team that she was a part of has set a 4x100 medley Olympic record. Remember, the medley is an event where you have all different strokes. There is the backstroke, the breaststroke, the freestyle, the butterfly. So you need to be good all round as a team. And that is what we saw from the Australian team. Let's continue with a feature of international athletes and their performance here at the Olympic Games. Now, swimming, we talked about right now that we've seen records, and this is the record timing that you see, 3:26.78. And this is a 12-year-old record that was broken by the US swimming team in their relay win on the men's side. So world record was formed. World records always get formed in the pool. And let's turn our attention to another sport where it's hard to break world records, but one sport that is competed intensely across the world. In tennis, we got some results today. And in tennis, we had the German Alex Zverev smooth stroking forehand, double hand, backhand, winning 6-3, 6-1. One-sided contest against the Russian Olympic Committee's Karen Khachanov. Khachanov had a run of good victories getting to the final, but right from the start, Zverev asserted his supremacy. Zverev, remember, had defeated and actually put out of competition, literally, Novak Djokovic in the semi-final match. Zverev had lost to Djokovic in past encounters and was down a set, but came back to win 6-3, 6-1. He won the final this time. There were also more results on the women's side today in tennis. And how about a gold medal in women's tennis also coming to a couple of Czech women? Krejcikova and Siniakova have been asserting their dominance in world tennis, picking up Grand Slam titles. What they did is that they denied Belinda Bencic from Switzerland on the other side to pick up a 2nd gold medal after winning the women's singles. So Belinda Bencic, junior world champion, Wimbledon champion, had come into these games, won the singles, was gunning for a 2nd gold, but was denied. The Czech team came out on top, 7-5, 6-1. Belinda Bencic beat Marketa Vondrousova in the finals of the singles in a tough, contested 3-setter. So from tennis, let's continue to more action from around the world. There have been several sports on display, and let's talk about track and field. In shot put, get this athlete, Li Jua, won the women's shot put gold. But look at the bottom of the screen. She had won a silver in 2012, a bronze in 2008, and she came back 2012, 9 years ago, to come back and said, I'm going to complete this. I want to see all 3 medals. I want to know what they look like, and I'm going to have a space for them. Now she has all 3, gold, silver, and bronze. Tremendous achievement. 20.58 was a personal best that Li Jiao had thrown today. Also, speaking of golds, And swingers, we talked about Anirban Lahiri and Udayan Mane earlier, but who won golf? Well, it was world number 5, Xander Schauffele of the United States of America, with his father watching in tow. There have been some family tragedies due to a drunk driver and the family before, and today the family dream came true when this golfer had an 18 under par 256. He won the gold by 1 shot over Rory Sabatini of Slovakia. What was interesting though is the bronze medal. At the end of regular play, there were 7 people tied for a bronze, and at the end it was Pan of the Chinese Taipei that squeaked by a hair to pick up that sole bronze medal. And then let's talk about finally the feature event for today, the 100 meters finals in sprint. This time, guess who won? Marcel Jacobs of Italy with a time of 9.80 surprised the world and took home the gold. Fred Curley of USA, who had a blistering heat, finished in second place at 9.84. And Andre Degas, highly fancied sprinter from Canada, third at 9.98. Interestingly, a British sprinter was disqualified after getting a start, an illegal start, and the Nigerian sprinter had to stop because of a hamstring strain. So eventually, only 6 athletes ran this race, and this was also the first time ever that we had an Asian athlete, in fact, the second time officially, but the first time in 89 years. When we had Bing Tao of China competing in the 100 meters final. He finished with the best time in the heats, couldn't get to the podium. So much action coming through in the Olympics. Let's find out what's coming up tomorrow. So let's take a look with a feature on Indian athletes coming up tomorrow. And wait, before we go there, we do have to talk about one more record because it was a significant record, and this is a triple jump. Rojas from Venezuela smashed her previous best and broke the record of 15.5 that was set by 0.17 meters. Rojas finished with a world record triple jump distance of 15.67 and has done her country of Venezuela proud. I'm sure some people there will be celebrating with salsa, bachata, merengue. Congratulations to Rojas. Okay, now let's go on to some of the feature events for Indian athletes tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a big Monday. And let's talk about a sprinter. Remember, we have a sprinter here at the Olympics after a long time. Duti Chand competed in 100 meters. Tomorrow, you will see Duti Chand in 200 meters. Not a medal contender here, but it's been 30 odd years since we had a track and field athlete in a sprint event. We will also see some other events on play. Shooting, 3-position rifle, 50-meter rifle. We have APS Tomar and Sanjeev Rajput representing the nation, who will be gunning literally for their chances of a medal. Shooters have disappointed so far, so some pressure on these 2 shooters. Hockey will also continue. This time the women's team take on highly fancied Australia. India finished 4th in their group. They get the best team on the other side. Australia are fancied. They are the favorites, but India has 1.3 billion hopes behind them. And we will also see a world-class athlete in action tomorrow, Kamalpreet Kaur, women's discus throw final. She shot 64, not her personal best. The 64 throw that she had got her in 2nd position in the heat. Let's see how she does against the world's best. So let's close off with the medals tally. And not that many surprises today relative to yesterday. China is still at the top, 24 gold medals out of 51. United States has eclipsed Japan. They have almost twice as many medals as Japan, but Japan had so many golds. Now with swimming coming in for the American athletes, they are at number 2. They're going to fight it out with China. Japan number 3. Australia now number 4. They have eclipsed the Russian Olympic Committee. India is 59 thanks to that bronze medal. One surely coming up in boxing. Let's see how we finish. We'll see how we finish, but we have finished this show 15 minutes every day. If that's all you have, join us for Olympic Stats Zone International and Indian highlights. I'm Mihir Mankad and signing off from now. Good night.
दूरदर्शन की फ्री डीटीएच सर्विस डीडी फ्री डिश जो 108 टीवी चैनल और 50 से भी ज्यादा रेडियो चैनल बिना किसी मासिक शुल्क के उपलब्ध कराता है। प्रसार भारती's app News on Air, available on Android and iOS, is one-stop shop for news, entertainment, educational and sports content. It has over 200 live radio stations and TV channels.